Hello, everyone. You're tuned into Music Box. Our next guest fuses East Coast New Orleans funk with West Coast blues. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Big Joe Hurt Band.
Fight the war, and I know it's not gonna change the world, but it sure feels like it should. Ooh, we're a step away from the masquerade, and I know it's not gonna change the world, but it sure feels like it should. Ooh, life, ooh, 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 and we could be the change that we're gonna need for you and me, yeah, life. Woo, ooh, ooh, and we could be the change that we're gonna need for you and me, for you and me, for you and me. Whoa, whoa. Talking on the back porch about life and the struggle while we fight the war, and I know it's not gonna change the world, but it sure feels like it should. We're a step away from the masquerade, and I know it's not gonna change the world, but it sure feels like it should. Life, change that we're gonna need for you and me, yeah, life. Woo, ooh, ooh, and we could be the change that we're gonna need for you and me, you and me.
welcome back to Music Box, and a huge welcome to you, Big Joe Hurt.
Thank you for having
coming.
me.
Yeah. Hey, let's just get into your music.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've heard it described as a mashup of neo-soul and reggae. And Music Magazine describes your music as perfect for film and any romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Woo-woo. So how would you describe your music?
I think it's like we take a lot from different styles. Each member of the band brings their own flavor to it. So sometimes now I describe it as kind of like a really tasty kind of gumbo where you just kind of add a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Well, what kind of flavors in particular?
We have a little
So we
bit.
like a little bit of tapatio or
some spice.
Yeah, what do we got going on here?
I think like when with our guitar player, for instance, he brings his influences, like his heavy blues influences, and we have Alex on the drums, and he brings a really healthy supply of like jazz from his background. And then our horn players are just all over the road, and they just listen to so much stuff, so you can hear a lot of those in their playing. And our bass player is just super funky. So myself, I listen to everything from like country to hip hop to blues. So it all kind of comes together, and it's really fun because when the band gets together, all of those kind of mesh, and they all sing. It's like singing in chorus, you know?
Yeah, I think I can hear that in your music. But how do you get it to not lean too much, say, country, and then too much jazz? How do you get that perfect blend?
I think that's just the synergy that it happens between the members in the band. When we get together, it's just a fun, whether we're rehearsing or we're performing, the band has been playing so long together now we can anticipate each other, and it's just kind of like, it's just a fun group to be around and play music with.
Okay, well now, I read that you love New Orleans. You love the music scene in
Absolutely.
New Orleans. What about New Orleans?
It feels older than most of the country, everything on California and on the West Coast is newer. So when you go to New Orleans, everything just feels a little bit older. And then you have all of these different cultures that collided in New Orleans, and that comes out in the art and in the music. So when you're walking down the street, you can hear, some Zydeco music or some jazz or some blues, and now you have like this influence of this new Southern hip hop that's come to New Orleans and the South. So all of that is just, it's continually colliding as a cultural area, So when I go to New Orleans, I just feel as an artist, as a musician, when I go there, I feel like it just embraces you and like takes you in. Like it's just a great place to be.
So do you throw some New Orleans in your band gumbo?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
With the addition of the horns to the band, we have developed kind of a New Orleans second line kind of funk flavor to add to the soup.
Well, how's LA taking to that though? That's so East Coast.
Well, I take a lot of pride in telling people that the band has been around in LA now for about 5 years or more. When you measure a band's life in LA, you have to measure it kind of like dog years. It's like 5 years for a band to stay together in LA. That's a pretty good feat.
So that's 7 times 5, right? So really 35 years.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of like most bands kind of come into town, they play their 3 months worth of shows, they realize it's actually work, and then it's like, and then everything kind of stops. But these guys have just really like put in their own time. A lot of this is a labor of love. So when we get together, it's just like, it's not a job. It's like a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to get a chance to hear some of that.
You know what? We heard a little bit at the beginning of the show, so I can't wait to hear more toward the end of the show.
Awesome.
Let's talk about your influence. I've heard you do a pretty good cover of No Woman, No Cry and Sam Cooke's Bring It On Home to Me. So who are your influences?
Well, those two definitely. I think lyrically and message-wise, I really like Bob Marley's work because he takes and he popularized.
I'm bobbing my head like this.
Yeah, he popularized like political messages into his lyrics, and I really use him as a model in that way. I try to like use some of the technique that he used to fit a message in, because people don't want to hear heavy stuff in a lyric, but you can throw it in there. It just has to fit with the mood and the style of the music.
Speaking about messages, congratulations. You're the winner of the 2009 Los Angeles Music Awards Single of the Year for your song, War. Tell me about the song.
Well, yeah, it's been a few years since we won that. War was written around the time that after Katrina, and those were the Bush years, and there's a lot of discontent in the country with the way things were handled, whether, however you fall politically. But just people weren't happy, and it really messed up a lot of just people, like how people were living and like where they had to end up and stuff. So as a songwriter, I got caught up in all of that. And as like we were talking about New Orleans being somewhere that's near and dear to my heart, things just started spinning in my head and lyrics started forming. So War is about kind of like that discontent. It's just like everything about that time kind of put into that song is really about how things turned out and how the discontent was formed from the people, not from like the news or from the political side, but what we hear from the people at that time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, we have a clip of War, so why don't we roll that clip?
Okay, cool.
Let's talk a little bit more about that video. Lots of interesting things. I see red paint on the walls, the mannequin, the karate girl. Did you have a hand in directing it?
No, I bounced the storyline back and forth with the director, Victor Para. He really took the feeling that we were talking about, you know, the lyric and everything, and he really put it to images. And I was so satisfied with the work that he did on it.
The mannequin, though, I want to know, what's up with the mannequin?
The mannequin kind of represents the way people were being viewed, you know, like from, in that time, from, you know, the government and how they perceived people living in post-Katrina, and just like, you know, these people, it could be anyone. It could be your brother, it could be your family member, but it didn't matter because they weren't really taking in the person. It was just it was just a face.
Okay. Now, you know, you've done a lot of fundraisers as well. So you stand up for a lot of causes. Let's see, the Japanese tsunami, the type 1 diabetes, Lou Gehrig's disease. Any bucket challenges?
Actually, you know, I do work on an ALS fundraising. It's called Strikeout ALS. And we were actually doing some bucket challenge stuff, and somebody actually threw it out there that the band should probably do something like that at a show. So we may do that. Maybe we'll call out the crew here and bring you guys on board.
I'm scared. All right, so tell me, for your music, back to your music, what's upcoming for you? Do you have an album coming out?
Yes.
Or just released?
We have an EP coming out. We're hoping to have that out by December. A lot of our shows that we've been playing this year have started to incorporate those new tunes and the old ones that people like to hear.
All right. Well, okay, well, let's go to break.
Okay.
Stay with us. There's going to be more of Joe later, and the Tour Bus Food Challenge. And we are back with the Tour Bus Food Challenge. Dun, dun, dun. One of my favorite parts of the show.
Okay.
You've been on tour, right?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes food can get a little skimpy.
Yes.
Just kind of grab what you can get.
Right.
So we have a few items here for the Tour Bus.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Challenge.
What are we going to do with this?
Okay, we've got some jerky, some chips. I'm sure you have that in your bus. Various spices, Cajun related, since we know you like all that Creole stuff.
All right.
And some noodles.
Okay.
Ready-made noodles. So, Joe, if you were hungry and extremely desperate, what kind of recipe would you cook up with these items on your tour bus?
Well, you definitely need to start with this, right?
Woo.
And this is going to kick it up a notch.
All right. So you show me what you're going to do here,
Okay.
and I'll just follow suit.
So we're going to start with the noodles.
All right.
So as it is, it's delicious by itself.
Oh.
But we want to make this gourmet.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right.
So we're going to start off with a little bit of hot sauce. Just a
little bit?
Do you like spicy or do you like really spicy?
It depends on the spice. I'll just do what you do.
Okay.
So you show
So
me.
I don't like too spicy, so I just
okay.
go a little bit for me and a little bit for the Lord up above.
All right. I don't know. Well, just a little more. Okay.
All right. And
I don't know. They've got that covered up. I don't know what's in there. I think the crew's trying to poison me, but we'll go ahead and.
This is gonna make your nose water a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to look like a waterfall. So just a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's plenty.
Oh, okay.
That's plenty.
All right.
All right.
Now.
So now we want to make a crunch, right?
Oh.
Want to make
Okay,
a crunch?
so a little soft and crunchy. So.
A little soft and crunchy.
Okay.
So you want to take maybe a couple of these,
Okay.
throw them in there.
You don't want to. Okay, we're just going to put the whole thing.
Just
in
the whole
there?
thing in there. We're gonna mash it with the fork.
Oh, I got it. Okay, so let me put a few in here.
Okay.
Uh huh.
And then
You seem like you've done this before.
maybe we have here a little bit of jerky.
Uh huh.
So
I don't know what kind, but.
the jerky doesn't go into the noodles.
Woo-hoo!
It goes kind of like as a side.
Oh, okay.
This is your side.
So this is like the chaser.
There you go.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so
So then we're gonna take the fork. And we're just gonna give it a little mash.
mine's not mashing.
Oh, it'll
Okay,
mash. There you go.
Okay.
And then you also want to stir
Uh huh.
because you want to get all that good stuff in every bite.
Uh oh.
There you go.
A potato fell out.
Can you smell that?
I smell it. It smells
Yeah.
really spicy, Joe. I'm a little scared. Do we have milk on the set just in case I
All
passed out?
So
Okay.
now let it sit for 2 minutes.
Okay.
And
Bing,
we're-
it's been 2 minutes. Great. Okay.
And now it's good to go.
Okay, you take the first bite.
So I made this especially for you.
Oh, no.
So,
What? Okay, ready?
All
On
right.
the count of 3. I don't know. These noodles are going to fall out of my mouth.
I know, right?
Ready?
Okay. Mmm. Better than Morton's.
Give me a second. That is spicy. All right, you know you can't have spicy food. Cajun
already
food,
sweating, yeah.
Without Cajun music. So
Right.
I have a little surprise for you.
Oh.
I have Cajun instruments.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Do you know what this is?
Yeah. It's a rasp. Sometimes it's used like a washboard.
But you know where it goes?
It goes right here.
Right here. Sorry about the sound, guys, on the microphone. And then you can't play that without your thymballs.
Okay.
All right.
So this goes here.
All right. And we're gonna have our little own Cajun. What do you want to call our band?
Let's see. Let's call it Michelle and the Pips.
Michelle and the
And
Pips.
and the Pip.
In the pits, because my armpits probably smell now from those spices. All right, who's gonna count me down? Where's my director, Steven? Sounds better on your arm. Woo! That sounds great. All right, guys, we'll be back after the break. We're gonna keep it going here, though. And we're back with Big Joe Hurt.
Hey.
Hey, jamming out. Hey, you know, I got,
Nice tie.
yeah, my little Zydeco tie. The next song you're going to do is Sting of Love. And tell me what album this song comes from.
That's off of the album While You Were Away. That's our last album.
And the overall feel of that album?
It's a mix. It's got some reggae, it's got a Latin tune on it, and some funk and some blues.
Okay, so do you mind if I join you for this song?
That would be amazing.
Okay, I'm just going to go that way and jam out in my little corner over there.
Okay.
That's what my director wants me to do. All right,
Sounds
jam
good.
out.
Well, it's a shakedown, a breakdown, and I'm losing my mind. And I know I can't live without you. I had a choice to take or push you away. We'll take the next flight out of LA. And I know I can't live without you. So lean it, baby, 'cause I'm whispering proud to you. The sting of love and all the flowers in the world. It's in your arms, all I can do to hold just know I can't live without you. Close inside my pockets, reminders of you in my glove box, and I know I can't live without you. I had a choice to make, push you away, make the next flight out of LA, and I know I can't live without you. So lean it, baby, 'cause I'm whispering round to you. This thing of love and all the flowers in the world. 'Cause in your arms, it's all I can do to hold on to you. And I just know I can't live without you. And those eyes, are breaking me down to my knees. I'm begging you, baby, please. And those eyes are breaking me down to my knees. I'm begging you, baby, please. So please.
And we're back with Big Joe Hurt. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you to your band as well. You're going to do one more song for us. It's called Curtains.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the song Curtains.
Lyrically, the song is about the impact that we're having on the environment. So when you listen to the lyrics, you can kind of see where that meaning is.
This is your shout out to all the trees out there, right? All the trees.
Go hug a tree.
Yeah, and we want to remind everyone that Big Joe, your album is coming out.
That's right.
In December. Soulful for your pleasure, right? And if you want to know more about Big Joe Hurt, log on to bigjoehurt.com. That's it for Music Box. A big thank you to the crew working so hard tonight, right? Woo, woo,
thank you,
woo,
crew.
woo. And thank you, house rocker Jacob Ryan. Joe, rock it out.
Thanks.
You say fingertips on telephones, we're bringing you the blues. It feels like the curtains are coming down on you, and icebergs are melting, the weather's changing too, and I feel like emotions away. You said this life is changing us too. And you said this life, survival's for the few. With fingertips on telephones, we're bringing you the blues. It feels like the curtains are coming down on you, and icebergs are melting, the weather's changing too, and I feel like emotions away. 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 Like the curtains are coming down on you, and icebergs are melting, the weather's changing too, and I feel like emotions away. Feels like the curtains are coming down on you, and icebergs are melting, the weather's changing too, and I feel like emotions away from you.
Steve James, director/interior designer. Hire him for all of your services.
All right. Got the spider pod. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to it.
You guys are awesome, Jennifer. Totally awesome. The spread, the hospitality. Thank you guys.
Two.
And
What's that?
Right on you. Beautiful. Perfect timing.